Chapter 6, pages 218 to 230. Convergence is the binocular cue from the coming together of the two eyes to focus on really close objects. Our brains monitor the movement of the eyeball to converge on objects, and we automatically perceive them as really close. Binocular cues are depth cues that are available even to one eye, for objects further away than 1 meter. Such similar perspective to the two eyes that the brain cannot tell the difference. Occlusion is when nearby objects block or occlude your view of more distant objects, how artists convey distance in 2D media. You can also control the size of an object in a picture. Size cue is the property that an object appears smaller when they are further away. The further away the object, the higher it appears on the retina. Linear perspective is the depth cue from parallel straight lines that converge with distance. The further away, the closer they appear. For an example is railroad tracks. Distance fog is the scattering of light and air that makes more distant objects seem hazier than nearby objects. The motion parallax is a monocular depth cue from the shifting of visual scene on the retina from head movement, using one eye to determine how far something is. Our eyes adjust to massive changes in light intensity. Natural selection has produced the ability to see over an astonishing range of light. Two processes to deal with great range of light is the front of the iris. Front of the eye, the iris is the color disc sitting just in front of the lens of the eye and controls the amount of light entering the eye. The pupil is the opening at the center of the iris. It changes size to deal with the amount of light. To control light sensitivity, this is a slower process and it's over a broader range, is the photoreceptor adaptation, which is the ability of rods and cones to change their sensitivity. Because the process is slow, it takes a while to see from a sunny day to a dark theater. Pupils open us up instantly, but photoreceptors must adapt. What is the physical nature of color? Newton, using a prism, discovered that light consisted of all colors. A red apple absorbs all the colors except red. That's why we see red. White reflects all colors. Black absorbs all. A photon is the smallest particle of light, behaves like a particle and a wave. The light spectrum is the speed of photons, which is from ultraviolet to infrared. Color is constructed by the brain. Trichromatic theory is the idea that color vision is based on receptors for 3 different colors: red, green, and blue. All others are just a blend of the primary colors, light and paint colors mixed differently. Color opponent theory is the idea that color vision is based on a system of paired opposites of color. Short wavelength cones are cones are photoreceptors that are best at detecting light of short wavelengths like violet. Medium wavelengths, or M cones, are best at detecting lights of intermediate wavelengths like yellow and green. Long wavelength cones, L cones, are best at detecting light of long wavelengths like red. We experience is simply the perspect we call red. The brain constructs for us the perspect that every color by comparing the mixture of activities from all 3 cones. Our info about color comes from comparing the activity of different kinds of receptors. The visual system uses shortcuts to provide nearly instantaneous perception. Shape consistency is when an object retains the same shape no matter what angle we see it from. Size consistency is that the object does not change size regardless of its distance away. Color consistency is the perception that an object remains its color no matter what color light is shining on it. And optical illusions are instances where our visual system analyzes a scene that makes a mistake. The visual system organizes perceptions of groups of objects. The Gestalt psychology is a German school of psychology that emphasizes that the whole perception is more than just the sum of separate sensations. There were rules of perceptions, rule of continuity, rule of proximity, rule of similarity, rule of closure, and rule of symmetry. And this is what our mind tends to be proactive in seeing things that might not actually be there.